This week's episode is brought to you by the 2010 Glazer Kennedy Info Summit, and you can find out all about it on the banner on the sidebar. On today's episode, we have an interview by my daughter Mara with one of America's top young speakers, Arel Moody of the Extreme Entrepreneur Tour that was present at this year's Super Conference. You also learn about just the right dosage of today's S&D item and an answer to a question from a Glazer Kennedy Facebook fan. Welcome to No BS Live. This is the place for prosperity without the bull. Now, getting ready for today's episode, I put on my Tuliano shirt, which is one of my favorite sport shirts. And when I was in the menswear business, I really love these, and they're available all around the country. Just ask for them by name. And today, we have a special interview from this year's Super Conference. My daughter Mara sat down with Arel Moody from the Extreme Entrepreneur Tour, who has been called one of America's top young speakers, to dig into his entrepreneurial mindset and discover what's made him so successful at such a young age.
Hi, this is Mara Glazer from Glazer Kennedy Insider Circle, and we are here at the 2010 Marketing and Money Making Super Conference, and I'm sitting here with Arel Moody. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, thank you. Can you tell everyone at home who you are and what you do?
Yep, my name is Arel Moody, also known as America's top young speaker, best-selling author of Your Starting Point for Student Success. I'm one of the co-owners of the Extreme Entrepreneurship Tour. Spoken to over 70,000 students in over 40 states in 2 countries before my 26th birthday. Started an internet company when I was in college, and we basically are I am and my whole team is very passionate about helping people get started on their goals, really focused on entrepreneurship and saying, you know what, doesn't matter who I was, what my education was, whether I'm a man or woman, poor. I grew up on a project on welfare in Brooklyn, New York. Anybody can be successful if you learn the right tools and take consistent action every single day.
So how did you get started down the entrepreneurial path that you are on today?
Yeah, so the funny story is that I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I got into college, and my mom said, you're going to be a lawyer because there's no lawyers in the family. And I quickly learned that I didn't want to be a lawyer. So I didn't feel like I fit into any box. And then I read a great book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is just a game changer for so many folks. And when I read that, it really got me excited about entrepreneurship. So I decided to just take a jump, and I started a few companies that didn't work. And the first company that actually kind of took ground was an off-campus housing website that helped students find housing roommates and sublets. Did that for a few years before the opportunity to sell out of my shares, and then started speaking professionally full-time because that's what my passion was, and that's what I cared about more than anything else, and then had the opportunity to partner with the Extreme Tour, and the rest is history.
So what was the biggest obstacle that you had to overcome when you started your business?
The biggest obstacle for me was that I just didn't know anything. I literally felt like there was this magic pill or this silver bullet or this amazing thing that all the successful people knew that I didn't know. And coming from a situation where I didn't have money and I didn't have connections, I felt like there was nothing that I could do to be successful, but I figured, what the heck, let me give it a try. So I tried really, really hard, and I think that the biggest thing was just getting involved with the right people. The more I started partnering up with people like Michael Simmons, like Sheena Lindahl, is when things just really flew out the roof. So for me, the biggest obstacle was finding the right people, and I discovered those people through reading books, reaching out to people, and just saying, okay, if I don't know what I'm doing, let me get around the people who do, and then by hopefully osmosis, I'll learn how to be a better entrepreneur in person.
So what's the most rewarding part about being a part of the Extreme Entrepreneurship Tour?
Yeah, the most rewarding part for me is all of the emails that we get from students. I mean, we get to speak to literally thousands of students every single year, and you get emails coming through our website, extremetour.org. You get people connecting with you on Facebook and all these really cool stuff, telling you about how much you've impacted their life. So knowing that your everyday existence has purpose and is impacting people's lives, I mean, to wake up and love what you do every single day is not it's not something that everyone can do. And being an entrepreneur and getting young people involved with entrepreneurship, I believe, is one of the best ways to allow that to be the truth for everybody instead of it being the exception.
So what piece of advice do you have for all of the youngsters out there who want to go down the road to entrepreneurial success?
I think the most important thing for young people to do is start reading books that involve things that you like that are business related. For me, the best piece of advice I was ever given was start reading books and start hanging around the right people. And the more you read books, say, you know, Dan Kennedy books are great, Bill Glazer books are great, Michael Simmons has written the most amazing book on student entrepreneurship called The Student Success Manifesto that changed my life. Read books like that and then start saying, how can I take an action step today? How can I take one little itty bitty step, whether it's sending an email, whether it's maybe attending a conference that's for free, or going to something in your school and asking for help. The more you can ask for help, the more you can read, the more you can get the right information and take action. Literally, there's no limit stopping you. So read books and talk to the people who know what they're doing, who are your teachers, professors, young entrepreneurs, and great business folks like the people here at Glazer Kennedy.
So, Raul, how can everyone at home find you if they'd like to look you up on the internet or?
Sure. Well, the cool thing about Facebook is I'm the only Arel Moody on Facebook. So if you type in Arel Moody, you're very, very most likely to find me. You can also go to our website, which is extremetour.org, and you'll get a whole bunch of information on all the programs that we do, how to get more in touch with us, and you can go to Student Success. Oh, let me tell you, that's Michael's book. StartingPointBook.com to find out a little bit more about my personal background and my story and my book.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you so much for putting this together. You were one of the most awesome social media people in the entire world, and I'm honored to be a part of this interview.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And this is Mara Glazer from Glazer Kennedy Insider Circle, your place for prosperity.
Yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by the 2010 Info Summit and special bonus herd building day that you can get for free if you go ahead and register soon. There's a link on the side here, and on that herd building day, you're not going to want to miss it. We have unbelievable faculty: Frank Kern, Ryan Deiss, Bill Glazer, and Dan Kennedy. So check it out. You really find it to be fascinating. This week's S&D example comes from Luxury Diamond member Dr. Brian Berg of Glendale, California. And if you were at the Super Conference, you saw Dr. Berg actually compete for Professional Practice Marketer of the Year, and it's a really, really cool example. Here's what it is. It's a pill box that inside of it, it has M&Ms, and the M&Ms has little sayings on there that are unique to Dr. Berg, and here's what he does with it. Now think of this. He has hired somebody in his staff to go around to all the other professional practices in the area, dentists, doctors, whatnot, and leave these at the front desk for all the front desk people, and tells them that when they empty it out, when they eat all the M&Ms inside, give his office a call, and they'll send somebody over to replenish the pill box for them. This is a great example of a sneaky way to get other people to give you referrals. And Dr. Berg tells us that he works hugely successful for him. Most people, most marketers, most professional practice people, for example, would never think of doing anything this clever. Dr. Berg, he does things very, very clever. He's always looking for the whole strategy of making his business, his dental practice, into a referral culture where when you get referring people to your business, whatever business you're in, that's the second easiest customer to sell, only second to existing customers that you already have. So it's a really cool idea to do this thing, to go to other people who can refer you customers, clients, patients, what have you, and figure out a way to get in front of them where the act of reciprocity kicks in, where they want to refer people to you. So congratulations, Dr. Berg, and I hope everybody out there found this valuable. And also, leave me a comment of what you thought about this, because I love seeing your comments. This week's question comes from a Glazer Kennedy Facebook friend named Bella, whose last name I can't pronounce, but you'll see it up on screen. And here's the question. How can I turn my company into a systematic income and passive income generating machine that will function on its own in the next 1 to 2 years? Well, Bella, that's a really kind of an interesting question, and it's really not a very, very simple question to answer, although it has a simple answer, but to implement the simple answer, it's the part that takes some work. You kind of actually gave the answer into your question, though, is because what we do in marketing is we create systems. Systems are repeatable things that once you plug them in, put them into place, they just keep working over and over and over and over again. For example, when I first started the information marketing business, I was selling my BGS marketing system, which is a system that went out to retailers all over the world. And what I did is I really just created a system for it. I had a winning sales letter. I had winning marketing pieces that went out and got me leads that I could send the sales letter to. I had a marketing funnel that after we sent the sales letter to them, we had 9 more steps that went out to all the non-buyers. And then we used Infusionsoft as our software to automate the whole thing. And I had one staff person, Darlene, that actually made sure everything was happening. So I created the marketing campaign one time, which was lead generation and a follow-up marketing campaign, and it was all on autopilot after that time. So the way to do what you want to do is to actually systematize your business for, number one, get leads, find out how I can get them, where they are, and then after that, put them into a marketing campaign. And Bella, for asking such an interesting and difficult question, I'm going to give you something that's highly valuable. It's actually what I consider to be Dan Kennedy's best work he's ever done, which is called Influential Writing Workshop, which we have a very special opportunity on this week for all of our online friends. And you can find out about that on the side here. But once again, it's about influential communication, how to make yourself influential so that people want to continue to follow you and give you money, which works everywhere, including online, social media, offline, everywhere. So you'll find that very, very valuable to you. Now, as a reward for everyone that's actually watching this, and I want to thank everybody for doing that and all the great comments that you are giving me each week, which is the reason why I'm continuing to do these shows, here's something special for you. If you want to actually enter your own question below, we'll look them over, and in the upcoming weeks, I'll actually answer questions from people that watch No BS Live TV. So you can ask your marketing question below, and as you know, for if your question is selected and I answer it, you will get the special that we have that week absolutely free. So go ahead, submit your questions below and just follow the link, and I'll read them, review them, and pick out the best questions. So pick out good ones. Well, that's it for today, folks. And as my free gift for watching, I will be giving away my book, Outrageous Advertising. That's outrageous successful for free. You can just get it on the side. And with that, if you're not already a Glazer Kennedy fan and member, you'll actually find out how you can actually become a member by grabbing a copy of my free book. So thanks so much. And before you leave, check the sidebar to see how you can find Glazer Kennedy on Facebook and Twitter. Also, make sure to leave your comments below about today's episode. And if you want, start asking questions that I'll start picking out for future episodes. I'm Bill Glazer, and thanks for tuning in to No BS Live. This is the place for prosperity without the bull.